This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Back in June, Tesla won approval from the Chinese government to use cobalt-free batteries in China-made Model 3s. And now Reuters reports that the company is ready to start selling them in China and that an announcement could come as soon as tomorrow. The Model 3 currently uses nickel-manganese-cobalt batteries, but the company will begin equipping standard-range Model 3s with lithium iron phosphate batteries. The new batteries are cheaper to produce because they don't contain cobalt, which is one of the most expensive metals used in EV batteries. The Model 3 currently starts at about $40,000 in China, including EV subsidies, but some say prices could be cut by, quote, a double-digit %. Earlier this month, VW was in talks to sell Bugatti to specialty maker Rimac. The company is also reviewing what it wants to do with its other specialty brands like Lamborghini and Ducati. But while it's looking to shed some of its car brands, it's still adding others. VW's software unit called Car Software Org just acquired supplier Hella's camera software business. Financial details weren't disclosed, but VW says the acquisition will help it develop driver assistance and automated driving functions for all of its brands in-house. The deal still needs regulatory approval, but it's expected to be completed by the beginning of 2021. A few weeks back, Audi introduced a CNG version of the A3 Sportback for the European market, and now the model is getting an upgraded plug-in hybrid system. The powertrain consists of a 1.4-liter four-cylinder engine, a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission, an 80-kilowatt electric motor, and a 13-kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery. That setup provides just under 42 miles of all-electric range based on the WLTP test cycle. That's about 12.5 miles more compared to the previous A3 plug-in. The new model goes on sale soon in Europe with a starting price of about €37,500.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
BMW is cracking the top on the new 4 Series Convertible. The big changeover from the previous generation is that it switches from a hard top to a soft top. To give the convertible a more coupe-like appearance and smooth out the airflow over the car, engineers made the bows that support the fabric top wider than what you would typically see. And by using a honeycomb design in their construction, the soft top is roughly 40% lighter than the hard top, which also reduces the car's center of gravity. It frees up more space too. There's a tiny bit more headroom, and cargo space increases by 1.2 cubic feet. The new 4 Series Convertible starts hitting U.S. shores in March of next year and will carry a starting price of a little over $54,000, including destination charges. And speaking of BMW, in 2019 the company published a number of algorithms for AI applications that are free to download and use. Well, it says the feedback it received was, quote, overwhelming, and that it got back a number of useful enhancements based on its source code. Now BMW is able to apply those enhancements to AI applications, some of which are used in the manufacturing process. Because the first round of algorithms it published was so successful, it's publishing more. It now offers a complete package for AI-based object recognition. And users don't need to have programming skills or special hardware or software. For example, to create an object recognition app, a human first labels photos on a computer, which helps the software learn what the user is looking for and what they aren't looking for. And within a few hours, it's able to determine what's right and what's wrong. So for BMW, it's able to compare pictures from the production line to the labeled photos to make sure the right parts have been used on each vehicle. Buick revived an old nameplate for a new EV that it debuted in China. The Electra is a wild-looking all-electric crossover that is set to preview its next generation design language for EVs. While we wouldn't expect a design like this to ever hit the market, we will keep our eye out for a similar grille shape and lighting signatures on upcoming models. The Electra concept leverages GM's new Ultium battery and drive system, which is said to combine for more than 660 kilometers or 410 miles of range, 435 kilowatts of power, and return a 0 to 100 km/h time of 4.3 seconds. We'll have to wait and see if it can deliver on those claims.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion, and by Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering. Boost your game.
Say, has Alfa Romeo turned the corner when it comes to quality? While customers love the styling and performance of the Stelvio and Giulia, they've been panned for substandard reliability, and that has hurt sales. But in an interview with Bob Broderdorf, the head of operations of Alfa in North America, he said we're going to be surprised when the latest quality surveys come out.
And quite frankly, as we grow our volume, I'm really excited to get some of the quality scores out there in the marketplace, which we still you haven't been able to see those because most of the studies are on 3-year studies. So when that data comes available, I think you're going to be fairly impressed with the quality improvements of the brand and really how competitive we truly are.
We then asked him if the improvements in quality will be reflected in the residual or resale values of the Stelvio and Giulia.
Yeah, I think I have insight, which isn't quite out yet, to what the 21 model year residual is going to look like. I think you're going to be incredibly impressed of just how high, in as far as best in class type of residuals, you're going to see when we launch the 21 model year. And a lot of that is due to the product enhancements and changes that we've recently made.
Best in class residuals is not a phrase we ever expected to associate with Alfa Romeo, and that represents a major turnaround for the brand. And all these changes are reflected in what's going on in the market right now. While FCA does not release its sales until the end of the quarter, Autoline understands that the latest figures will show that Alfa Romeo sales were up over last year, even while the overall industry will be down. Those sales will be announced sometime tomorrow. And don't forget to join us for Autoline After Hours tomorrow. Our special guest is former automotive communications executive Simon Sproul. He was most recently the Chief Communications Officer at FCA, and he also held communication positions at Aston Martin, Tesla, Ford, and Renault-Nissan. So join John and Gary at 3 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow for some of the best automotive insight in the business. But that wraps up today's show. Thanks for watching, and please join us again tomorrow.